Hello everyone, my name is Angeline Mary Marcella from Indonesia, and today I'm presenting BambooBrain. BambooBrain is a Chinese learning agent built to help learners grow their Chinese and break every barriers. The core idea is simple. Learning Mandarin should not feel generic or overwhelming. It should feel personal, adaptive, and guided by an assistant that actually learns with you. These projects comes from a personal experience. Even while I'm learning or studying in Beijing, I realized that the language barrier remains one of the biggest obstacles in everyday life. That experience shaped BambooBrain. I wanted to build something that turns the barrier into a bridge using agentic AI to personalize the path toward Mandarin fluency. So there are three main core problems that I'm trying to solve. The first one is Mandarin is one of the hardest barriers for foreigners to break because of the characters, tones, and the gaps between textbook learning and real-life communication. And second, the traditional language app still gives static content. Everyone gets the same lessons even though every learner have different goals, materials, and weaknesses. Third, most apps do not truly know the learners. They react to inputs, but they do not actively guide the progress. My vision is for BambooBrain to be more than a study app. It is a personal AI scholar that learns alongside the users. Every feature is guided by one question. What does this specific learner need right now? That is what makes the experience adaptive, contextual, and alive. This also directly answers the hackathon problem statement, build your agentic personal assistant. BambooBrain fits the learning and study companion theme exactly. This is not just a chatbot for language questions. It breaks learning into tasks, creates quizzes, adapts difficulty, supports exam preparations, and recommends the next best action for each learner. In other words, BambooBrain is an agentic personal assistant for Mandarin learning. What makes BambooBrain agentic is its workflow. It first understands the learner by reading uploaded PDFs, videos, and audios to identify vocabularies, topics, and difficulty. It then creates a personalized study path based on goals such as daily improvement or HSK preparation. Next, it coaches the learner in context through speaking practices, explanations, reviews, prompts, and question answering. Then it monitors weak areas, track progress, and automatically reschedule study tasks. Finally, it keeps the learner moving with reminders, updated priorities, and next step recommendations. So BambooBrain does not just answer, it plans, adapts, and acts across multiple steps. Learners can bring their own content by uploading Chinese PDFs, videos, and audio recordings. They can practice speaking with Masterling AI, which responds naturally in Mandarin and detects tone errors. They study more effectively through spaced repetition using SM2, and they always have an assistant they can ask for help at the moment they need it. This makes learning feels less like memorizing a syllabus and more like working with a personal coach. And here are some examples of the web app pages. So what makes BambooBrain different is personalization and proactivity. Most language app gives the same content to everyone. BambooBrain gives every learner a different experience because their own materials become their own curriculum. It also doesn't wait passively for questions. It proactively monitors progress, adapts the plans, and nudges learners back on track. And it is built for learners with real goals, especially meaningful progress towards HSK target date. Technically, BambooBrain is implemented as a web application on a Microsoft-centered stack. It uses Microsoft Entra for authentication, Next.js 16 for the front end, .NET 8 for the back end, and the Azure App Services for the deployment. To understand content, it used document intelligence, speech service, and video indexer. For intelligence and retrieval, it used the AI Foundry with GPT-4o, AI search, and content safety. For storage and communication, it used Cosmos DB, Blob Storage, and SignalR. At the core is an agentic layer built with Microsoft Agent Framework and semantic kernel, including a goal agent, monitor agent, adapt agent, and study advisor. This is what turns BambooBrain from a content tool into a real personal assistant. To conclude, BambooBrain is my answer to real problems that I experienced myself. It transformed language learning from static lessons into personalized, agentic experience that understands the learners, creates plan, adapts over time, and keeps them moving towards fluency. BambooBrain turns the language barriers from a wall into a bridge, one personalized AI-powered learning journey at a time. Thank you for listening.